Rob Wittman. Thanks for being up here with me, Eric. Rob, yes. May I call you Rob?
Yes,
yes, I know.
Absolutely.
Going back, thinking about our long history, and today this is about his relationship with your Chamber of Commerce. I know you all have your own relationships with our Congressman, and you know of other things he's done in the community, but we'll talk about his relationship with us for the moment. I remember being a pretty young staffer on the chamber at the time that we came in contact. So I thought back through it, I remember you calling me up when our military group was getting ready to host our first, it was a legislative forum. So we had something like 13, I think, legislators. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah. So it was like a whole row of people that were candidates. There were a lot of candidates for all these different spots for the House of Delegates in our region that year, which was, in my notes, 2007.
Yeah.
Okay, and so Rob was at the time representing House Delegates District 99, which was just this much of the Fredericksburg region. I don't even think we had reached out to him because he had just this much, and we had this long, right? And he called and said, I'd like to be there. I want to be a part. I want to represent. I want to answer any questions that are posed to me. We said, come on. So, but right after that, he ended up becoming our Congress representative for District 1 due to the unfortunate passing of our former Congresswoman, Joanne Davis, and an opening came up. He initially beat out a whole lot of other folks for that spot and then won. And has been in that seat since then, which was December of 2007. Yeah. It's somewhere here. 2007.
Yeah, that's right.
So around that time, we visited him right away in February of 2008. I have pictures of that. I didn't bring them all for you guys though. But we went up and immediately visited Congressman Wittman on the Hill, and then in October of 2008, we hosted our Military Affairs Council report to the community, and he was our keynote speaker. So I want to just spend a moment remembering that, because that was a time where we were really doing a lot in our region, talking about BRAC and base realignment and closure, and the importance of our relationships with our military installations and our broader veteran community. Business, military, and civic leaders gathered to hear Mr. Wittman's assessment of defense needs and the spending debates likely to occur in the upcoming 112th Congress at the time. Representative Wittman praised the local business and civic leaders for their teamwork in protecting the interests of the Fredericksburg region's military bases. And he said, I have to tell you that you have done an extraordinary job in providing leadership, direction, and assistance in making sure that this region excels when it comes to meeting the nation's defense needs. It's a partnership. It takes folks in the community. It takes our military leaders. It takes the folks on our bases to make sure that this process works. True to his words, over the next couple of years, we were able to attract a lot of interest to this topic. The Congressman helped your chamber attract the Chief of Naval Operations, which was Admiral Gary Ruffhead, on March 4th, 2009. We hosted him at the Jetson Center. I was so young at what I was doing, I don't think I knew exactly what a big deal that was, but learned that I think it was only the second time a CNO had been in our region, and it was really a big deal. And during that event, he also announced a lieutenant command at Dahlgren, which was a big deal. And that's thanks to you that we were able to make all of that happen. That same year in October, General James Mattis came to the Jetson Center. I like to call that the red meat event, because he threw a whole lot of it when he talked about military from his perspective at the time. Now, that wasn't the only thing that the Congressman did with your chamber. He met with our Leadership Fredericksburg class countless times. He would come right in with a small class and meet with them and talk about leadership from his perspective. So many great stories that we heard from him in those meetings that we might not have ever heard elsewhere. And you know, you couldn't really go to many chamber events that you wouldn't see him. Any chance he was in the district and could be around, and engaging with the business community. He was very accessible. He met with our legislative committee pretty much every year and came to our gala every year since he was our congressman. You missed once. He called me. I'm there at the event. Do you remember that? It was snowing.
Yes.
It was snowing, and he was en route, and he turned around and went back and let us know he was sorry he couldn't be there. He always contributed to the gala also by offering a trip to the Hill and taking whoever won that bid. So that money helped the Chamber of Commerce, and then somebody could get a personal guided tour of the Hill. It was just a great thing to do for our members. Over the years, he's spoken at multiple chamber events with hot topics, such as sequestration, that's such my favorite word, BRAC, national security, sometimes transportation, regulations, and all that kind of sexy fun stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, lots of ribbon cuttings, lots of engagement. So it's my long way of telling you, it's been a long history of engagement. And throughout your tenure in our region, you and your staff, you've just demonstrated great support for the business community and issues that matter the most to us. You've always listened and done whatever you can to connect us or help us through any of those processes. We appreciate your willingness to listen and respond to all voices, and we wish you much success in the future. We would like to present you with the Fredericksburg Regional Chamber's Business Impact Award.
Thank you.